Hey affiliate world, nice to see you guys again. All right, let's get started. I'm Alex from Loop Earplugs. And today, I'm gonna take you guys through the journey on how you can become a paid social genius. So, let me introduce myself a little bit to you. I'm Alex, Global Head of Performance at Loop Earplugs, managing about 3 to 4 million on ad spend on meta marketing and many more other channels. And let me tell you guys a story on how I started on advertising on Meta. When I was 19 years old, I was failing my school, really hated it, went to the coffee shop and started looking for cool things I want to do. And one of the things popped up, a freelance little bit job on advertising, never ever done before. I called the guy, and the guy's like, amazing, we want to have you. Do you do advertising on Facebook? I said, yes. No, I've never ever done it. And he told me that, can you please prepare me for tomorrow? 2 presentations, one for a wine shop and one for a dating coach. And pretty much what I did, amazing, yes, I'll be there, I'll do it. So, pure panic. I started doing it. I started the whole night looking into YouTube videos on how to get advertising on Facebook, and that's how I started, literally. And the funny fact is that that night that I did it, 70 to 80% of what I learned that night, I still use today. And what I want to say with that is that Facebook advertising is not that difficult, right? It's not going into the technical setup, everything else. It's some core concepts that you need to understand to scale your advertising on Facebook. And those core concepts is something I'm going to talk to you guys about today. All right. So whole that journey led me to where I'm now. I've spent over 200 million on profitable media spend and grow Loop to 400 million of revenue. So that's it. And I will introduce you a little bit to Loop Earplugs. For everybody that does not know Loop Earplugs, we sell earplugs. We don't just sell earplugs. We want to sell confidence. We want to sell people feeling confident while being protected, right? Very similar like sunglasses. If it's sunny and shining outside, what do? You go inside, you get your Ray-Bans, right? You go out, you're protected, you look fashionable, and you're confident. We want to do the same thing with earplugs. If you go outside, if you have issues focusing, if you want to sleep better or something else, what do? You wear your earplugs, you're confident, they fit you, you're comfortable, and they actually give you more confidence. So, today, what you guys will learn is how you can become a paid social genius. And I wouldn't be standing here without some proof that we really did it, right? This is a journey we had in the last 3 years on how we scaled Meta. So I started when I was like 5-6K spent on daily basis, on a monthly basis, to where we are right now, which is 3 million of actual Meta spend profitably while keeping your ROAS healthy, while being profitable, and just scaling up. And I'm going to tell you guys the honest truth about this, right? Because on the last slide, it might felt that it was quite exponential. But the reality of the case is that if you are in advertising, you need to trust the process. Because you can do experiments and test out things for months and months and weeks in a row. And then suddenly, something snaps. Suddenly, one ad that made the difference, that actually increased revenue by 20%, right? And we had the same thing. We had like weeks and weeks, we saw no revenue increase. We tried multiple things, but then suddenly, we had 20% more revenue. I'll give you guys an example on this one. Here in March 2023, we almost doubled the revenue we had on Meta in less than a month of time, right? And how that happened? All because of this girl here. This is Ronya.
Are you neurodivergent and easily overstimulated by noise? Me too. Well, do I have a hack for you? Check these out. These earplugs are approved by many neurodivergent individuals, including my sibling who originally introduced them to me. So I wouldn't be showing you this if I didn't know that it's a good product. I have the experienced ones that don't filter out as much noise as the quiet ones, but these ones are really good for social gatherings when people are talking at the same time. The acoustics are horrible. People are running back and forth, popping champagne bottles. It can get really painful, actually. It's full-on chaos, and I can't focus on having fun. But now that I have these, I can. Plus, they're really cute, and they have a really cute box that you can attach to your keychain so you never lose them, because otherwise I would definitely 100% lose them. So check them out if you found this helpful, and I say to you, thank you ever so kindly for watching this ad. Love you, ta-ta!
Love her. So this woman, she was personally responsible for 12 million of revenue, right? And we were testing 3-4 months on UC creators and people who wanted different things, right? But then suddenly we found a winning person, and just this ad was running for 6 months straight, making us a lot of money. All right, so with that being said, a 3 million method approach, this is it, guys. It's just a load of ads. It's just trying a lot of things and everything else. You can focus on new use cases, new angles, new formats, and you put it all in a measurable funnel, and it works for you. That's it, guys. That's my pitch. No. Today, we're going to talk about you. Today, we're going to take you guys, and we're not going to talk about earplugs. I want you guys to become paid social geniuses. I want you guys to understand how the algorithm works. And that's going to be the talk for today about it. So what I did is I put 2 masterminds in one, and I really try to combine it into today's session. And we're going to talk 2 things. First of all, I want you guys to completely understand the algorithm from A to Z. And second of all, I'm going to go open up my exact process I've been doing for the last 10 years for the first time. And you guys can copy-paste, do whatever the process you want to do. But this is reality. This is what I've been doing. And I'm giving you a warning on this one. I'm not a guru. I'm not a fan of hacks or anything else. I built a process. I tried scaling it, I trusted it, I did it more, and that led me to scaling a lot of e-commerces, not only Loop earplugs. Additional warning, I'm going to dump my brain to you guys in 25 minutes. So it's going to be chaotic, but it's going to be authentic. So take your notebook, and hopefully you'll find it useful. So why am I talking about Meta for you guys? Little recap. If you go to any D2C e-com company, there are always 4 channels that make revenue. Retail, Google, Meta, and Amazon. Those are the 4 big channels, right? Those are the 4 channels that really make the revenue happen for any company in the world. And Meta has 20% of that often. But in reality, if you look into the amount of eyeballs that Meta creates, that's over 40%. Much more than TV and anything else. And which is really interesting, Meta is not only a channel that gives you more sales, it's a channel that gets used more or often for eyeballs, for impressions, for branding, for all those things. So if you have a performance machine running that works for you and is profitable, then Meta also allows you to reach out to those audiences. So let's dive into cracking the algorithm. And the first thing I want to do, guys, is a Meta algorithm, right? So the Meta algorithm really works very well if you focus on diversity. And diversity is actually the core of my personal marketing strategy. Right? So we're going to do a little exercise together here, all here. I have 3 ads for you guys here. Ad 1, creative 1 there. I'm naughty, I'm overthinking, I'm overstimulated. Creative 2, you asked, we listened. And creative 3, a typical problem solution advertising, right? I want you guys to put your hands up the moment I call out your favorite ad. So put your hand up if creative 1 is your most favorite ad. Okay. Please put your hand up if creative 2 is your most favorite ad. All right, less people, but still. Please put your hand up if creative 3 is your favorite ad. A lot more people. So you can say that 50% of people here love creative 3, maybe 20% love creative 2, and 30% love creative 1. Sorry, my math was not mathing. Anyway, what it means is that companies focus only on the things that work the best for them. So most companies say, amazing, creative 3 is the one I want to focus on, right? There's really where people want to grow on. But the reality is that if you focus only on creative 3, I missed out 50% of this audience here. Because creative 1 and creative 2 was also able to reach out to more people, right? And that goes into diversity. The more diverse that you are, the more diverse your marketing is, the more people you're able to reach out. And that's exactly what we do also as Loop. We focus on a very diverse portfolio on making ads for everybody, right? For every person, there is an ad. And if you want to tell a story to your people, I always use a blue, red, and green story. I say you have blue people, red people, green people, purple, whatever it might be. Everybody is different. Everyone might see different things, right? And it's really important that you all are doing that. So the first challenge we have in place is how can we implement profitability in Meta? How can we implement diversity in Meta? And we pretty much only got 2 tools for that. We got the ASC campaigns on one side, and we got the CBO campaigns on the other side, right? And the ASC campaign is somebody that I think most of the companies are using. 78% of budget goes to ASC campaigns. We only do 10%. I'll tell you later why. But the ASC campaigns is really where you put a load of ads in it, 50, 60 ads maybe or more, and hopefully it works for you, right? Like you pray for it, you pray to marketing gods, please make it work, and then hopefully it works. A CBO campaign is where you only have maybe 10 ads in it, you choose your interest audience, you choose your targeting, right? Your 4 ads is running, and that's it. Those are the 2 tools that actually you are playing around with when it comes to campaigns in Meta. Now, there's a philosophy that I've been playing in my head for quite a while with. The philosophy, first of all, actually not philosophy, but that's actually a fact. Meta has 250 algorithms running in the back. So it does not mean that if you choose an ASC or CBO campaign, they're all the same. No. They have 250 algorithms that continuously changing in and changing out and trying to find the right algorithm that works for you, works for the campaign that you set up. Okay? One thing to remember. And the second philosophy that I always had in place is I believe that an algorithm is only able to focus on one audience at the same time. Imagine this. Imagine that you have a campaign running for commuting, right? For people commuting on trains. And the algorithm is able to find Sarah's. Sarah is a parent, and at the moment she went to yoga, and Sarah converted. Sarah purchased because of your campaign. The algorithm will say, amazing, I found Sarah. So what it's going to do is it's going to find more people like Sarah's, right? It's going to like Sarah things, and then also in the yoga community, and it's going to find more people like Sarah's. Until that all the Sarahs are burned out, until the audience is done. And then, only then, it's going to look for other people. And maybe on the train, next to Sarah was Steven. And Steven was also commuting, but he was a motorcyclist with an older audience. And then, only then, it starts focusing on that other audience. So what I believe in is that every row you have in your Meta accounts is a different targeting, is a different algorithm, is a different person that he wants to target. So, so the philosophy of an ASC campaign. ASC campaigns, they're known for their grosso modo, for having a lot of ads running at the same time. And it goes as follows, right? As Sarahs, they first find the blue people. When blue people are churned out and it's not working anymore, then they go for red people. Red people don't work anymore, then they go for the green people. And that is how they work. But what actually happens for you as a business owner, it means that you are slowing down the whole process because you are able to actually reach all of them at the same time. And how we do that loop is actually that. Every angle, every use case, every idea that I have, I launch it in one separate CBO campaign. It means that after a while, I have a lot of CBO campaigns running at the same time, right? And I call it stacking of CBO campaigns. But by stacking of CBO campaigns, I do a couple of things. First of all, I allow myself to target all the people at the same time at once, all the people that I want to reach out to, and have those algorithms doing the work for me. A second thing, if that one CBO campaign is not working anymore, I'm good. I still have 99 other campaigns still working well for me, right? I'm not relying anything on one algorithm. I'm not relying anything on one ASC campaign, by example. So I was just checking last night on how much campaigns we have live right now. 407 per region. We have 407 campaigns live per region, and that allows us to scale really, really fast. So your mission is actually that. It's building up those audiences, stacking those CBO campaigns, and stacking up your growth, catching them all. Now, let's dive into Meta, the algorithm, the metrics. And the only thing that we hear, guys, we're all here for one reason, which is making money. Thank you. So we care about ROAS, right? We care about the revenue we want to make with them. And the ROAS formula we use, everyone knows it, it goes into the CPM, the amount of money you pay for reaching 1,000 people. And then it goes into, of course, the budget you spend for it. It goes into the amount of clicks you're getting from those people and the amount of people that convert and the AOV, right? And there's one thing I want to talk to you guys about, just as an understanding on the algorithm. CPM. A lot of people come to me like, Alex, the CPM is so high. Why is that, right? Why is CPM higher than other CPMs? And most people will tell you, you can't control CPMs. It's based mostly on competition. You have no idea about it. But can you? There is actually a reality. So the hidden formula of your CPMs, on how you really can change it, just for you guys to understand on how you can play around with it in your own company. CPM is based on the AOV, purely on how big the order is. It's based on the amount of clicks, and it's based on the quality of advertising. And it's a very simple concept. If your AOV is high, imagine you're selling yachts, right? Meta knows that. Meta knows you're selling yachts. Therefore, they also know that they can able to increase your CPM substantially, right? Because it's much more smaller target audience. That's really how it works. You can also do opposites. If you are selling cheap products, you will also see it's lower CPM always, right? Now, a fun fact, apologies. A fun fact we did is we increased our price by 20% in AOV. And what did Meta automatically do? Automatically, the CPM went 20% up, right? They say, amazing, AOV goes up for you guys, right? Because you're increasing your price. Amazing, I'm also going to profit from that. I'm also going to enjoy your growth. So again, CPMs went up the moment we increased the prices. Second thing is CTR. Meta hates people getting away from Facebook, right? Meta loves to have people off Facebook itself. And they also know that the more clicks they give away, the less eyeballs they have for all the advertisings. So the higher your CTR is, the more it will cost you to advertise, always. But there is a positive aspect. Quality advertising. We have a very, very low CPM on America, about 7 euros, on Europe, between 3 and 4 euros, a really, really low CPM. And the reason why we were able to manage that is we start implementing quality advertising. What the hell does it mean, quality advertising? First of all, it's about thumbs up ratio. It's about you want ads that relate to people, ads that people start clicking, understanding, and everything else. And the second thing is you want ads that people engage on. And we literally had a team that was not anything else than just clicking, commenting on all the ads we're producing, right? And by having that engagement on our advertising, we saw an 8% decrease in CPMs. So substantially decrease in CPMs, which allows us to scale even more and faster. All right. Next thing is about CTR and CVR. I have these people coming to me like, Alex, my CTR is so low. Why the hell is it so low, right? And the reality case is, do you really care about it? If the conversion ratio is higher, right, you're still good. I have ads running in my ad account with really high CTRs, a lot of clicks, and also campaigns running with high CVRs. And the reality is, I think it's good, because people are different. Sarah, here on the left side, she loves clicking things. Steven doesn't click often, but when he clicks, he buys, right? And it's a good thing, it's a good sign. You want to have the diversity. So what it means for you guys, it means that you want to focus on quality of clicks. You are a media buyer, right? So we focus always on clicks. Now, the hoax of impressions. I have always been people coming to me, guys, yeah, but impressions are also really important, right? Yeah, they can maybe convert in the future. Let's be honest about it, right? It's very, very difficult to see your impressions that have not yet converted. So please focus on clicks. And then my pro tip for you is attribution modeling. So attribution is a very difficult thing to do. And people love experimenting, 1-day click, 7-day click. This is my view on the point of it. Everything I do is 7-day click, 1-day view. The reason why is because I want the algorithm to get as much data as possible to understand who is buying. But I only optimize on 7-day click. I optimize on the revenue and performance I see of people actually going to my website. That really helps me to scale faster. So at all times, guys, please optimize for ROAS. And if you're doing any impression or traffic campaigns, I will hunt you down. We're not anymore in 2002. We are at the moment in 2025. Please focus on revenue performance. And the reality case is that Meta as an algorithm, it will give you what you want. If you want clicks, it will give you clicks. If you want add to cards, give you add to cards, right? What do you guys want? Sales. So next topic, understanding incrementality. What is incrementality? Incrementality is a concept that relies to how much effect is your marketing really contributing to yourself, right? It's a thing that is Meta really helping me? Are the ROAS I see in platforms Meta really true? And something we noticed the same thing as ours. From the start, early age, we understand that Meta was not incremental. Meta performance was only half of it, right? It was contributing a lot of sales to it, but honestly, those sales were made by influencers, organic, or anything else. And you need to understand that every algorithm wants to make money for them, right? They don't care about incrementality. They don't care about stealing your sales. They don't care about sneaking an ad in right before people buy. Really, they love that stuff because you pay for it, right? That's the reality. So Meta's not incremental unless you make it incremental. You gotta focus on incremental efforts and marketing things to really make it worth your time. Example for you guys understanding on our side, Dabba catalog ads. A typical thing, catalog ads is that everybody uses it, is the least incremental thing that you can ever do for any company. Really truth. So we saw really good performance in Meta, we're amazing it, and then we started understanding it, we did tests on it, and the incrementality of those DABA ads was only a tenth of the true value. So how do you use incrementality? The honest truth is, if you're running a 30, 40, 50 million company, you don't have time for that. You just need to use your farmer's brain, common sense, right? You can go in MMM models and everything else, but if you start understanding and go for marketing principles on what is really incremental, then it's much, much easier. And the first thing you can do is just focus on benefit-driven advertising. Focus on problem solution ads. Advertising that makes people aware, that actually incentivize people to do an action, right? You don't want to go for advertising at discount ads, because that's people already are in the market. And of course, there's a reality. I have people coming to me, but yeah, Alex, but I'm selling lawnmowers, and people are in the market for lawnmowers. Yes. Yes. 20% of advertising you can do can be on-demand capture, can do these discount ads, as product ads, to convince people to buy for you. But 80% of growing exists of demand generation, exists making people aware of what you're doing. So don't trust the platform ROAS. All right, let's go into the algorithm tricking a little bit. So how do you make Meta more incremental? It's very easy. You actually start focusing on the things that matter. You put your marketing efforts first. You focus on benefit advertising. Even though that you see your ROAS coming higher from your product ads, focus on the advertising you see as benefits, problem solution, right? How do you validate that? You validate that by doing tests. Are these ads actually increasing my word of mouth? Am I seeing a lot of ad recall from these ads? Are people remembering these ads I'm pushing out on? And the higher those ad recall is, the higher incrementality is, the higher you will see effect of your marketing. And if you combine it again with your CBO campaigns, you will get an exponential increase. So that was the philosophies on advertising algorithm on Meta. Let's dive into my process. And the process I was in place is quite easy. Meta is a hungry content machine. It just loves advertising. So every time you grow your revenue by 10%, you will need 10% more ads. You finally an angle, a maze, 10% more growth, and it goes again, 10% more ads. Today, we launch about 5,000 ads every month. Unique ads every month, right? And we started also with 100 ads or 20 ads once upon a time. Second element, Meta advertising is not exponential, it's linear. When we say that is that, as mentioned in the beginning, guys, it's really important you focus on experimenting, always doing these things. And you find out after a couple of months that there's some winner ads. Something we say ourselves is this slide, new ads versus old ads. On the left side, you see here how we're optimizing advertising. We're focusing on making sure that our ads are optimized and making better, and we're doing that. And by doing that, we actually saw a decrease in revenue. We put the same resources and efforts in the opposites, in how can we just focus on new experiments. And we saw the revenue completely increase. And that's really what we're focused on, always new things. So the more new ads we run, the more revenue we make. Okay, we're all aligned to philosophy. Let's go now into the engine. Let's build the process. Let's build the engine together. The first thing I always do in every company I join is I build a clear funnel. I build a funnel where I focus on prospecting, top of funnel, social media engagers, middle of funnel, retargeting audiences, and retargeting for purchasers. I try to use this funnel at all times, and for me, this is healthy, 70% top of funnel. The reason why is because if you have a healthy funnel like this, it's much easier to scale. Every experiment I do is for prospecting, because the more prospecting I do in revenue, the more it drips down to everything else. So of course, for you guys to understand, top of funnel, top, is really prospecting audience. You exclude everything. Social media engagers, video views, website visitors, purchases, you exclude everything. You just focus on there. Here's also where you do all the experimentation, because this is a growth lever. This is really where you want to put all your efforts in, right? The second thing is social media engagers, middle of funnel. This is where you target social media engagers, video viewers, and you exclude website visitors and purchasers. Then you have retargeting, bottom of funnel, where you focus on website visitors, and to the end, you have your retention, of course, which is 5% of the ad spend, and that's it. And what you get afterwards is you can start playing around with it. Because now you have actually a funnel that works for you. Now you have a funnel that's healthy, and you can start playing around with your ROAS targets, right? If you blend ROAS targets 3 or 2.65 in my opinion here, you can actually start playing around. How low can I put my ROAS targets or top of funnel and still make it work? And still make the blended element work for me. If you're able to figure that out, then you are looking to scalable funnels. So for you guys to know, I built an Excel sheet that you can just copy-paste that. If you want to use my Excel sheet on this one with all the funnels, all the channels, all the platforms, feel free to use this one. It's much too complicated to explain today, but honestly, I'm giving you guys a way for you to use it. Sorry, somebody needs the slides. All right. So, second time warm again. Everything we do, top of funnel, middle funnel, bottom funnel, we all go for ROAS targets. Everything's optimized for sales and ROAS at all times. Step 2, now we have our funnel. Now we're going to build experiments. So experiments for me the core. Every idea that I have, I call it an experiment. Every angle, every creative concept is an experiment. And we've made that into 4 ad variations, right? So we make one experiment, we make 4 ads out of it, and that's one thing. A good example on this one. An angle of an experiment we had is earplugs for meditation. No nose, just you. How we did it, we made it into 4 different ads. We said, okay, cool, let's make one image ad, let's make one defocus image ad, one video ad, and one UGC ad. 4 different variations, still within the same angle. That's how we defined an experiment. That's how we defined if we're able to scale this. Again, this is one CBO campaign. This is one of those things I'm sticking. So then comes the next challenge. You got people to make that happen for you. Creative strategists. It's literally the 2025 liquid gold of talents. If you find a creative strategist for you that's able to churn out all the experiments, right, you will actually see incremental results. I give a challenge to them. If I hire people like that, I want them to make 10 experiments on a weekly basis. 10 ideas, 10 concepts. Brief them to designers, brief them to agencies, or to UGC programmers, right? So then, of course, you launch it into experiments. And if you launch an experiments, again, we just take them up. Typical funnel, CBO campaigns, you're speaking about it, it makes sense. Now, the most fun thing about this is that I today have about 8 or 9 creative specialists working on advertising. And the fun thing is, I gave them a dashboard. They can see their own results. It's a little bit competitive. It's like a leadership board, right? So give them the challenge, like, hey, this is the amount of experiments you're making. This is the amount of revenue you're making. And this is literally the challenge I give them to actually see how they're doing, and it makes things really more competitive. Very nice to have. Step 4, scaling up. Amazing. Some experiments are working for you. You see results, right? Amazing. Cool. So what I started doing then is I start evaluating those campaigns, those experiments I just produced. The first thing I do is after 3 days, after 10 times CPA spent, I'm going to evaluate it. Did I achieve my ROAS target? Did I not achieve my ROAS target? Am I need to structure things differently? After 20 days CPA, right? After 20 times CPA and about 7 days, I know the performance of my experiments. I decide to scale it, to kill it completely, and everything else. So what do? If I see this creative batch experiments working really well for me, and it's going amazingly well, I just duplicate it. I just duplicate the campaign, I duplicate the marketing, and just make it work with triple the amount of ad spend. In the meantime, I also increase by 20% the campaign that already exists. Why only 20%? Because if you increase by more than 20% on a daily basis your ad spend, you will reset the whole algorithm. So it's really crucial that you focus on not resetting the algorithm and just having more ad spend to those campaigns. If it's more than 120%, I'm like, cool, let's see how far we can scale the campaign, so about 20% increase. If it's about 100%, that's a campaign that's profitable, it's doing their thing, I just keep it live. If it's lower than my ROAS target, I kill the campaign within 3 to 7 days, depending on the performance. So, additionally, I also focus on the AC campaign a little bit. I do one AC campaign a little bit in the back that runs for my retention. It's about 10% ad spend, I really keep it small, and it's a high ROAS target. So I give my CBO campaigns more opportunity, give you more juice to actually work for me. And the AC campaigns, they actually have a high ROAS target, therefore doing different things. All right, guys, this was a lot. We went through a lot together already, right? So let's take a breather, or not. This is my blueprint for you guys to take away with. This is a literally blueprint I've been using for the last 10 years that has not been changed at all. So send this over to your paid social manager, send this over to your media buyer, because this is exactly how I scaled about 10 years of companies wide. All right? Cool. Guys, I mean, one more warning, additional warning. Every ad account is different. everything you do on media buying is different, right? This framework, might need to adapt it. You might need to change it a little bit for yourself. If your funnel is different, if you focus more on CPLs or everything else. But the core concept of experimentation, the core concept on scaling and CBO campaigns is something that has been working really well. I see most companies doing of 100 million of revenue, they're all using the same structure. So there is a source of truth in this one. All right. Guys, I want to thank you very, very much. If you have more questions, please go to my LinkedIn, send me a message, and I will chat afterwards.